Hi.
Hi, Rhoda.
Hi, Rada
They picked them up
and
today,
Mike.
so they're outside.
Hi, Cindy. Are you still in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here for a wedding that's on Saturday.
Ah, and who's getting married?
My niece.
Niece. Okay, so it's a family member. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, well, we can talk about this question right here real quick. What I was trying to do just now is just show all the slides in the slideshow, so you guys can look at it later, but also include a link to the slideshow. Um, but remember you asked about not getting rid of the card completely. Right? It never really does get rid of the card completely. Just it might show it to you a year later, but it never gets rid of it completely. Okay. So you by pressing those ahead again, hard, good, and easy, it'll just say how soon it'll see it. It'll show it to you again. Okay. And if you keep hitting easy, easy, easy after the card graduates, then it'll get further and further and further out into the future. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go to, what do I want to do? I'll stop this share. Okay. Miss Kathy,
Hello.
Lolo, when can we get together so you can tell me how you and Clyde are getting along?
Um, yeah, we should set up a time for that.
Okay. Um, it's better done in person.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Come
asking.
over here or something.
Okay. So, and I mean, the question, is it better done in person or can it be done through Zoom? I suspect it might be better done in person.
Probably better done in person. We can manage it through Zoom, but you won't see as much. Mostly because I use two screens at the same time. And I think you can only share one Zoom screen at once.
Okay. And then the other thing is, I guess for all of you guys, is that one time we tried playing uh, the hive mind, so everybody against, I think it was me, right?
Hmm.
And we've, I have a better idea of how we can do it next time. So if we both play, if we play on VG Studio Heroes,
Okay.
you set up a Zoom session to look at it from your point of view. I set up a Zoom session to look at it from my point of view. And then everybody in the class can just go to one team or the other. And then we can even talk while the other person is has pressed the button or when it's their turn. Okay, we can even talk because they won't we won't be able to hear each other. Okay? We're in separate Zoom sessions.
So this would be like setting up two teams.
Two teams, right? Two teams. And so I think we need to review, every time we play, what's our mantra, what's the game plans, what phase of the game are we in, and try and figure out what we're doing. So by doing it out loud with your teammates, I think it'll be really helpful to a lot of people. Because Jane shared that match between Jerry Tansey and Dirk Sheeman, right? And so if we do the same sort of thing of talking about what we're doing, I think it's really helpful. And then after and let's say we just play a 1 point match um, with a 12-second grace period and 20 minutes for a time pull. That should be enough, right? To do it. And then we can review it afterwards. Okay. So that's the idea. I think that'll work if we do two separate Zoom sessions. Okay.
Would a 12-second grace period be too fast if we want to spend some time talking about things?
Well, then just start grabbing for your time pool, right? So
Yeah.
we can make the time pool longer,
Okay.
but if we want to be able to discuss it, now we can make it longer. We can just stop it in the middle if we have to, right? And do it. And those thought processes are really important for what we do. Okay. Okay. You ready? It's time, right? This study session is for Carol, all for Carol, nobody else. Carol, you're the only Carol there. Carol can't. Can't slide. There- Carol, the other Carol's not here right now. No, it's for everybody. But Carol's in the boat where she doesn't have XG, and she wants to wait for it, I guess. And you can play on Daily Gammon right now, but basically she cannot create her own cards and look at her mistakes right now, right? But if we create Anki decks that we can share, then you don't have to have any of the other stuff. You just subscribe to the Anki web, get the Anki app for your operating system, and then review those cards. Okay, and that's what everybody else can do. That like Carol and anyone else that doesn't have the other neural net programs. Okay, so questions before we start? Maybe your last chance to ask any question. Okay. Go to one. I can't see what this thing. I got a bar in the way on my computer here. More. Nope. I can just go this way. Click, 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 click. Okay, what I did is I played the slideshows and I gave about each slide about 4 or 5 seconds each time, so you can look at it afterwards. So it'll be at the beginning of the video, and I'll also include a link for this slideshow. So I usually don't do that, but our goal today is to create effective Anki backgammon flashcards. And we have some teachers in the group. Are you guys familiar with Bloom's taxonomy?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
So it was created in the year I was born, actually, in 1956. And the idea was to give educators a good way to create questions or a learning format so that it engages people better at each of these levels, right? So the first level is just remembering, just recalling specific facts. Okay. Next level is understanding. So, you can see if you really understand what's going on. Next step is to apply it, then analyze, evaluate. And what we really want to get out of these cards right here is creating. So maybe creating our own theory about what's going on. Okay? We might have a theory about how important the pip count is. First of all, is it important? What kind of positions is it important in? And what kind of positions is it not important in? So they call these down here the lower order thinking skills and the higher order thinking skills. Now, even though we're shooting for these right here, these are important too. The lower side. So if we were to make Anki cards for each of the rules in backgammon and make them really simple, they would be right here. Like, what are the 2 ways you can win the game? Okay? Either double and get a drop, or bear off your checkers before your opponent. And then we can make cards for all these. But so these are important also. So if I were to create Anki cards for my very first, or for my beginning backgammon class, and put all the whole class into Anki cards, it could be done mostly right here, because mostly you're just defining rules, defining terms, and that's really all it is. Okay. So that's what Bloom's taxonomy is. And what are we talking? So the taxonomy divides learning objectives into 3 broad domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So the part that we're interested in is cognitive. The affective is just emotion-based, and psychomotor is like if we're learning a sport. Okay. And so cognitive is what we're interested in, because we're going to backgammon is essentially a cognitive is the cognitive domain of this Bloom's taxonomy. And we can ask, or I did ask AI, Gemini AI, how can I apply Bloom's taxonomy to backgammon flashcards by using keywords and questions? So it came up with different cards for each of the levels. And I don't quite agree with them completely, but we'll go through and we'll create our own cards based upon those levels. Okay. So here's another way to look at it. Okay. The lower order thinking skills, the higher order, and let's see. You guys have me in the way. I don't know how to make me go away. Right here. It says remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating. And I think the part you guys can't see is creating.
No, we can see it.
See that?
You can see it.
You can see it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My screen, I see a picture of the speaker.
I just had to change my screen to full screen and get rid of the all the faces. And then I see just your screen. So
Oh, okay. So you guys control on your side, huh?
mhm.
I should be able to do it on my side too then. Gallery view, hide non-video participants, gallery view, let's try that. No. Speaker view. So what are you doing?
Put a full screen at the bottom, Mike.
Full screen.
And then if you still see faces, there's little icons at the very top of that strip. And if you do the minimize one, you don't see any faces. Did that work?
It doesn't work for me.
Oh,
Imagine.
sorry.
Yeah.
What it does is it takes it from the gallery view and it pushes it down to the speaker. And I have one little box in the corner. Okay,
Oh.
We see two panels basically side by side, and one of them is your screen and the other is people.
You can do it that way too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you can change the relative size of each.
Yeah, but he's a speaker, and so he's got this. I've done that before too, Mike, and I can't tell you how
I
to
think
turn it
it's-
on and
yeah,
off. But he's got
It's
a
different when you're
picture
the speaker.
Excuse me. He's got a picture of himself in the lower right corner,
Yeah.
and he's got to turn it off on his end from the speaker's perspective. I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you to
oh,
do that.
okay. And the iPad, it has a minus there. Okay, got it. Okay, so now I can see what you guys are saying. Okay. So those are the lower to the higher levels there. Okay. Here's another way of looking at it. And here's some of the keywords essentially under here. And these are action verbs. Okay. And so what Gemini AI came up with are things like this right here. Remember, and I'm just going to flip through them because we're going to do something a little bit better than that. Okay. Something that they suggest, and also people like Alec Palmer, I forget his last name, Palmer something. On the card layout, he says on the front of it, put down the keyword, just the word itself, put a dash, and then put the question on that. So that'll prime your mind to just think about, what area you're focusing on. Okay, so another screen looking at all these, the different ways, right? All right. And some example questions at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Let's stop the share. And we're going to share this screen again. I guess we could have done it just directly from there, huh? And we're going to go into the Anki app. Have you guys been exploring the Anki universe? Because there's the Anki web that's on the internet. There's the app, depending upon what you have as your app operating system. And then there's Anki. There's other things like Anki Connect, but they're all free, right? The only thing you might want to consider paying for is if you have an iPhone and you want to review cards on your iPhone using the Anki, you'd have to pay a $20 fee, one-time fee for it. But it can be done in other ways too, without paying for it. But it doesn't do the syncing for you. Okay. So these are the decks I have right now, and then you see that by hitting the decks tab up here. So this is one that was available for first roll stuff. Then when you use Anki Gammon to create a deck from your mistakes or whatever parameters you want to give it. It creates, it puts it all in Anki Gammon. So I did a first group that I called Anki Gammon. I changed it to Anki 2 so that it would throw the new stuff in this right here. Then links you can go to, if you go to either Reiner Birkel's site. He has a number of backgammon ones, but we also know we can go to Get Shared and find other decks too. So this is what it looks like here for Get Shared. Okay. And you can type in whatever you want to type in. So I haven't downloaded these yet. But these are basically like the ones that say Francois Tordot from France. He wrote some books also. And he seems, when I looked at some of his Anki cards, they're pretty elaborate. A lot of graphics. Jane, you'd love these right here. Right? So, but a lot of these positions basically come from the books that he wrote. Okay. So let's say we don't want to do that. We want to go back to what we were looking at. Okay, so these take you to if you press that shared, the shared decks or get shared, it takes you to the Anki web. Okay. I'm going to say stop doing it. Okay, so I created these 6 decks right here. BGL1, BGL2, backgammon level 3, backgammon level 4, 5, and 6, which approximate the Bloom taxonomy levels. Okay, and so let's go through the rest of these right here. Let's see. This custom study session is one that I created when I wanted to keep studying beyond a certain point. Okay, so you can do that, and it doesn't count against your learning curves. Okay. Dirk has a free deck that he created, and he also discusses it in the video what the right things to do for a bar split. Italian is the next language I want to learn, and so these are the few right here. Basically all the Jeopardy questions are on in the decks. So this is the recent decks, and then where the other one is, I don't know where the other one. There's can I pass it up somewhere? The Ultimate Jeopardy Study Deck. Okay, so that has all seasons 1 through 38, and this has more recent seasons. And these by Michi, Neil's numbers to help you calculate match equity numbers, opening rolls, which we can create ourselves and do a better job than what's here. And then a geography one. Let's say you want to learn about flags or countries and their capitals. This is a great deck right here. Okay. So for BG, let's say we go to BGL1. We want to add a card to this right here. And card that we want to add, 6 cards we want to add. No, let's get rid of, how do I get rid of these guys right here? Erase, erase, erase. I forget how to use this. Clear all drawings, okay. These cards right here. Let's make it big for yours. Okay. So level 1, basically I want to ask for definition of the pip count. Level 2, why is the pip count important? Level 3, what is the pip count for each player? We'll show them 2 pictures, one from each side of the board. Cube action in a money game. You know, if your opponent doubles, is it take or drop? The best move. What is the best move for this card right here? And then at level 6, we're going to take the match equities combined with cube action and ask at 2-way, 5-way, is this to take? Maybe is better than if, right? Okay. So it's pretty easy to create these cards. So we need 2645. We need, what's the pip count? Let's see. Oh, okay. I've been getting dizzy today. I've been on my feet too much. So I might have to take a break when I start getting too dizzy. All right. Okay, so add right here. So the front, we want to add, oops, not that. We'll just type it in, I guess. So we're going to put in definition here, right? And also pip count. And abbreviate it, PC, and then put a dash. Okay, so now we can put the question now. What is a pip count? Okay. And then on the back, we're going to put a picture in here. Okay, I forget how to do that. Hyperlink, this one right here, that's it. Okay, so we want to, this picture is in the gallery and it's screenshot number 2645. $26.45. Okay, so I all I did was I stole this from Backgammon Galore, bkgm.com. Okay. For tags, we might want some like definition, because it's going to be some kind of definition. We might want, let's put colon or something. Colon keeps coming up. Terminology or terms, etc. So we put some tags in there, okay? And then we say add down here on the bottom right. So we add this to the deck. Okay. Now we want to do one for the level 2. Okay. In the front, I'm going to trying to figure out an easy way to quickly do it, but I'll just go back here. Okay, pip count. Why is pip count important? At 2646. Okay. Okay, so this one's about, oops, choose deck. We got this deck right here, right? Front's going to say, we'll say this for now, okay? Why is the pip count important? The 2646 is the image we want on the back. The back of the card, okay? And we'll go to next card deck, 3. Why aren't you changing? Choose. Why it's not changing the card.
Did you press add?
Oh, for the last one. No, I didn't. Let's see. Choose this guy right here. Make sure it's 2, add. Thank you. Because I'm already getting dizzy. Today was the first day I almost fainted. And I looked it up and it's from standing around too long. Choose this guy.
Or not enough water?
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water. So, and I normally drink a lot of water. So it said that also can be because fluids accumulate in your legs. Okay, so we want to try and we're going to approximate a level 3 question. Right? Like, what is the pip count for each player? We want to also insert in on the front two different cards, 2643 and 2642. Do both. I don't know if I can do twice, two at one time. No, cannot. It's a different one. Okay, good.
You're putting it on the front.
Yeah, one of these in the front.
Mm.
Okay. And on the back, let's not do that right now, okay? So we'll say, well, let's just say Q, okay? Add.
Because on the back, you're gonna put the answer, right?
We're gonna put the back on the answer on the back.
Okay.
So we could do that right now, but I want you to guys to go through and try to figure it out too. Okay. So we're going to an level 4 question. Level 4, front. Okay, so CA stands for cube action. Okay. And I'm going to assume that you guys know it at this point right here. And we need 2639. Back, we're going to put ooh. We didn't say which one it was. Oh boy. Okay. I didn't save the graphic at all. Okay, we'll have to go back and create it later. Okay. On this guy, and again, we need to set our tags right here. Okay. So one of the tags might be cube action. Okay. And let's see what's next. Add it. Go to level 5. Two more of these guys right here. Okay, so best move is the prime to get you to think about this right here. And then on the front of the deck, we need 2647. On the back, we need 2648. Oh, I've got the wrong numbers here. Let's see. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see what 2640 and 2641 are. That might be the right ones. question we're dealing with is best move. What's the best move? And oh, that is correct. Okay, I'm sorry, that is correct. That's what we want. And then the last one is this guy right here, but we've got to save that card first. Okay, so this time we're going to deal with match equity plus cube action. And what we want on the front of the card is 2639. And the back of the card, why do I have two numbers here? I don't know why. Okay. 2640 and 2641. Okay. Not quite what I was shooting for, but close. Okay. Okay, so we've got our 6 new cards. And stop doing this now. And there are now 6 new cards inside the level 1 Anki deck. Okay, so we're going to study those right now. Okay, so for example, what are the 2 ways that a game can end? What's the answer to this one here?
Doubling or getting all your checkers off.
Right. We just say show off, show answer. And you guys should be able to say good because it's not that hard for you, right, for this one? And then what is a blot? And you know what that is, right? A lone checker on a point. And we're going to say easy.
Sorry.
Okay. What are the 3 definitions of point? Right. So a space on the board, a number on the scorecard, and 2 or more checkers on a space on the board. Okay. And let's say we had a little trouble remembering the 3rd one. Okay. And what does it mean to hit a checker?
Send it to the bar.
Send to the bar and has to come back in your opponent's inner board and go all the way around again, right? Oh, I didn't finish this one. Okay, next, let's say hard. Okay, this is the one we put in right here. What is a pip count? Okay. And show the answer. This is straight from bkgm.galore. So basically it is how many pips you need to take them off. Okay. So this is the starting position for white, and it comes to 167 for the pip count. So I'll keep going. Let's say we say, okay, well, this is easy for us. We still have 3 of them. There's still one more brand new one. This guy right here. Okay. Oh, it created a reverse card. I remember telling you to do that. But what it is you can flip your answers, your front and your backs of your cards and look at it from 2 different ways. Okay. So that's the one card right here we haven't seen yet. And the answer is about the rules, what are the 2 ways the game can end. And then, okay, let's say it was easy. Now there's still 3 that we need to review right here. See the 3 on the red on the bottom here? That means during this session, we have to review these 3 right here because we couldn't remember all 3 definitions of point. Okay. So this time we remembered it, and it's easy for us. And what does it mean to hit a checker? Okay. It's easy. And what are the 2 ways that a game can end? Same thing there. Okay, and easy. Now that we know them all, this is what you want to see when you're done studying a deck in one session. So you can't, so the Anki doesn't want to give you too many things to study at one time. You can set those things. And for maybe for some simple vocabulary words, there might be 40. Like level 1 deck, you might want to see 40 new ones every day. If you're looking at the countries and capitals of the world, you might want to ask for only 10. So you can set that for the new cards you want to see for each session. But if you want to go beyond that after you're done, you can say do a custom study feature, and it won't count against the spaced repetition algorithm. And you can study some more that way. And that's here at the bottom, custom study. Okay. Let's go to the next deck. We should only have one, with just 4 of them in there. Okay. Study now. What happens when the blot is hit? Okay. So blot is placed on the so we know that, right? And we could put in our words. We could also put in something directly from bkgm.com. Let's say it was easy. What is making the 5 point why is making the 5 point with an opening roll of 3-1 good? These are some of the reasons. And let's say you had a little bit of a hard time with it. And then just the definition, what is a golden anchor? What is a golden point? So which is which? Which is your golden anchor?
20 point,
20 point. What's your golden point?
5.
5.
Yeah. So Paul McGreal came up with the original term, but he wasn't clear about which one's the 5 point, which was the 20 point. So since then, the community has agreed that the 20 point is your golden anchor and the 5 point is your golden point. Okay, so it's easy. Now, why is this one we put in just now? Why is the pip count important? And we're just quoting the rule right there, because that's the way to win, right? Take them off before your opponent is one way. And again, we had a little trouble with this one right here. Show the answer. Let's say we got it. It's easy this time around. And we finished this deck now. So the next level up is applying. And we're asking, what is the pip count of each player? Well, that's the next level up. So who can count up Brown really quickly?
$70.
For Brown, is a little more than 70.
Okay.
So we can, if we know cluster,
Oh, yeah.
right? This is around the 6 point.
That's 100.
10 checker around the 6 point, right? So that's 60. If you visually move 2 back to the 6 and 2 from the 7, 2 from the 8, 2 from the 9, from the 8 and the 4 back to these, you have 10 on the 6, that's 60, plus 2 on the 5 is another 10, that's 70, right? And then 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30, that's 100, right? Oh, I'm sorry, is that what you said, Kathy?
The second time.
Second time, okay. Okay, so yeah, 100, right? So that's if you practice cluster counting, that's really easy. You can do the same thing with this side over here, right? This is the prime, a 5 prime around the 6 point. So 10 checker around the 6 point is 60, plus 6 and 6 is 12. That's 72, right? And then here you've got 3 times 13 plus 1 more is 40. Right? And so if you can just memorize this cluster right here as 40, because 3 on the 13 point would be 39, but 1 more is 40. So 40 plus 72 is 112. Right? Oh, here we go, down here. There's the other half of it. So these are with the numbers from White's point of view. So how to remember those numbers when we count one up and then we count the other one up? We put 0, 0 on our hands in sign language. And then we count the second one and we know that it's 12, 112 to 100. We show the answer. And I didn't put it in because Want us to figure it out. Okay. And let's say this was easy. We finished that deck. This one is the analyzing level. Okay. So this is cube action and a money game. The opponent doubles. And is this a take or a drop for black? Okay, so you guys are going to take a second to figure it out. I'm going to drink more fluids. I don't have. Oh. Can I borrow your white one? Okay, still coming into the rescue. Okay. What did you guys decide? What do you had to calculate pip counts first of all, right? And what did you get for pip counts? Okay, so here this position is good for cluster counting also. Right? 10 checkers are on the 7 point. 11 plus 26, 37, and then these in there. So let's just go to XG. And do I have this as a position somewhere? If not, we can put it in. Okay, so how did it look? It doesn't look right. That's right, okay. And the other ones are here. And the black is something not right. Outside 4 checkers only. Oh, okay. Okay, is that it? Here's the position on the slide on the flash card. Okay. And here's the position here. So it looks like 107 for white and 122. So at this level though, we should be able to calculate. Thank you very much. A stool to the rescue if I sit on it. Okay. We should be able to calculate the pip counts, right? And now, is this a double, and is it a take or a drop? So if white doubles, should black take this?
No.
No. It is a difference of 15 pips on 107, right? And it we can put on the back of the card things like simple formulas like difference and then percentage difference between the two. Okay, so that's almost 15% difference right here because 15 over 107. And or we can do the point of last take, another formula that we know, and they both come up and tell you that it's a double pass. So so we just create an XG and we can throw that in here on the back of the card. Okay. And we got it correct and we finish this deck. Next one, level 5 is evaluating. I'm going to study this card. Okay. So what's the best move here for black with double 4s? How do we figure this out?
Black's playing a contact game.
Correct? White's playing a racing game against contact. Okay.
So move down to, yeah.
So this is one position where the race is important. It's good to know what the race is. And you guys know Akiko Yazawa, who may be the best female backhand player in the world. Best woman. And for her, she feels that the pip count is the thing she needs to know in every single position. So if we count this up, we consider, should we break contact by bringing these two checkers up to here, right? We change it into a racing game versus a racing game, right? And we'd be ahead in the race by 10 pips. So should we do that? Even though even though they are on roll, which is an average of 8 pips, we're still going to be a little bit ahead. Okay? But that may be our best way to win this thing, right? So we do an analysis of the position, we evaluate it, we say, okay, we should change it to a racing game versus a racing game. Okay, here's the difference. Anything other than bringing those two checkers out and turning it into a racing game is a huge blunder.
Wow.
Okay. And let's say we knew this, no problem. We finished that deck. And level 6. Okay. We made one card. And this is the same position we saw before, right? So it's considering match equities because money has fixed boundaries for when you should be doubling and taking. So basically, when you're a 3-to-1 favorite, that's when you're going to double. And then you kind of compensate for gammons, winning and losing gammons. Okay. And then they're asking, you need 2 more points. The black on the bottom needs 2 more points. White needs 5 points. And is this a take at this match score? Do you remember what the money situation was?
It was a pass.
It was a pass.
Yeah, right? That was 107 pips for white and 122 for brown. And it's not enough to be able to take and win enough times by turning the cube again or just plain winning the race. But then you're going to come to a point where you're going to recube. It just doesn't happen enough. Okay. What about at this match score? Is it a take? You'd say, we don't know. Okay. But we look at the answer and it says, oh, shoots. I did the wrong thing. I put down the wrong picture. Okay. We can get the right picture here. This is for that match score where the bottom player has 3 and the top player has 0 in a 5-point match. So 2 away, 5 away. Okay. So black is ahead, only needs 2 more points. White needs 5 more points. And when this is done, this is the card what I should have put on the back of the card. Okay? Double take. So this match score, when you only need 2 and they need 5 and they double you, which normally at any time you have your 2 away, you want to double more aggressively, a lot more aggressively. But this is a case where it's a drop for money, but it's a take because it gets you directly to the goal of 5 points by winning 2 points. And there's no gammon threat here at all. Okay. Okay, so let's say we need to see it again because we don't get it at all. And we show the answer again and it tells us the same thing. And then we finally start to understand it. We'll say easy and then we're done with this deck right here. Okay. So I think that maybe the best way to do this, stop share when we do that. Escape, huh? Would be just to create Anki cards and then figure out which of those we want to put in. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And basically we took the concept of pip count and we created 6 different level cards for that, for pip count. Right? And there's a lot more we can go into when it comes to pip counts with these Anki cards. We might want to go into testing on cluster counting, right? Or colorless counting when you only need to know the difference between the two. Maybe you have the pip count for one side, it'd be quick to to figure it out, but then you can quickly calculate by flipping the colors of each of the checkers on your side of the board and their side of the board, and that'll help you calculate this difference really quickly. Okay, so a lot of things we can do in terms of pip counts. Another thing that we might want to put in level 6 for pip counts is how important is the pip count in a racing game, a straight racing game? How important is it in a contact game plan? How important is it in an attacking game plan? So the answer might be an attacking game plan. You want to be up in it because you might get hit when you're executing your attack and you're sent back. So you want to be up in the race. Okay? That's usually one prerequisite for doing an attacking game. Not only having at least 9 checkers in the zone, but also being ahead in the race enough that if you're hit and sent back, you still continue the attack. And then the contact game is much more, it's harder to give a straight answer. I mean, we can give a straight answer in the cards by saying it's in general, in a contact game, you want to be further behind. The further behind you are, then your better chances of winning the game. But it only matters whether you have playable pips. Maybe you're far behind the race and your checkers are all stuck behind a prime and you can't get them out. And that's going to cause your board to break, right? So you can't contain them afterwards. Okay, so that may be the best way to create the different types of cards. But what we're trying to do also is look at our own mistakes, have something like the Anki Gammon app create our cards for us, and then share them, and we can discuss them. Okay? Okay, so that's the methodology. And I already stress the importance of tags because then we can create filtered decks where we're going to deal with anything that has to do with cube action maybe. And it goes across all decks within that group. Okay, okay, questions, comments?
I have a question about tagging cards that you've already created. I took a 21-point match, dumped it into Anki Gammon. It created 46 cards. A number of them were on cube action, and the other batch were on blunders, of which I had plenty. I immediately went into the testing mode and then found that I could not get back to the cards to start putting tags on them. So at some point in a future lesson, are you going to go through the mechanics of that?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Okay. Deck, I don't know if I can remember right now, let's say, there's a way to browse your deck. There we go, browse. Right? And looking at maybe EGL1 deck. Okay? These are the cards that we have in there. And you can see from card 1 and card 2 and card 1 and card 2 appear also.
We can't see Mike.
We can't see. Oh, maybe I
You're
should.
not showing, you're not showing screen.
I think it's important. Let's see.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, get rid of this. Well, I won't, you guys can't see it. We're looking at the Anki app, right? So these are the cards right here inside our, check to make sure you guys can see it now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, see the middle column right here? Oh, so on the left are all these different ways of looking at it, right? In the middle is for deck BGL1. These are the cards. And let's say we want to change something here, right? What is the starting position? Okay. We can go down here to tag them and put the tag in there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's pretty easy. You can do either here on or on Anki web, right? But one thing you might want to know though is, let's see, this here. You see this right at the top right, it says sync. Okay. So you need to log into your Anki web. And what it's doing is syncing the cards that we just made and putting them all on the Anki web. So if you want to study your cards, maybe on the go using a mobile smartphone, and it'll grab those cards from the Anki web, you know, access to them. Because right now they're just on my computer. Right? But once we sync them, it'll upload things to the web and download things from the web to this right here down to this application. Okay. Okay. So yeah, adding tags is easy. Okay? And you might, even when I like to review the match before I create Anki cards from them. And then when I do that, you put in comments, you can put something in the comments. And what Anki will do, Anki M will do, will copy the comments also. And you put that in the card where you want that to be. Okay, you might want to say tag race, you know, RGP or something. And then you remind you to tag the card when it's created. Okay. Other questions? Okay.
So when we go, I do have a question, I'm sorry. So when we go on Anki cards on the app, we're able to find the cards that you're doing right now or no?
Oh, okay. So how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. I have to make it shareable. So it would be from the Anki web. Shared items. I have not shared anything yet. To share deck, click on decks and now next to the deck you wish to share. So let's see, this deck right here, L1, we can say share. And we're going to keep the same title. Okay, BG L1. And that's one line scroll. This is characters. Okay, this is going to be the remembering stage, okay? taxonomy. Numbering, okay? And then now it should be able to be, you guys should be able to share it also. Let's see, doing it again. Dex, L2, action, share.
I think maybe you need to go to the bottom and actually hit share or something. There's a button down there.
But yeah, then would it let me do all these things like put a title in, put some tags in? I don't know if it'll do that. Let's try. No, I don't see that. So according to the instruction we just saw on how to do it, you have to go to this page right here, do actions, share, then put in the rest you want. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that right now, but that's basically it. So we share those 6 decks, right? And I'll even add things from this deck right here. Let's see, can you guys see this one right now? Yeah, but it's kind of small. View full screen. Okay. So double aces to play. And it's the beginning of a 13-point match. You know, 0 to 2. How do you play double aces here?
Well, 2 would go on the 5.
Okay.
We're playing as white, right?
You're playing as white. Yeah.
Yeah, hit 5.
And then if you make that 5-point, would you want to push this guy 11-point to the 10-point so that it covers the 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So what about looking at the game plans? They're probably playing an attacking game plan. We're playing an attacking game plan also right now. At the moment, we don't have much of a prime in front of them, right?
Right.
So attacking versus attacking. So what would our best attacking game plan move be?
Oh, go to the 2.
Right, go to the 2. Okay, so this is A if we chose A. And also there is C, right? Which is when we just, no, that's not the one we talked about. We didn't talk about any of these. Anyway, these are other, after we make the 5-point, there's other ways you can move these checkers around, right? And so we show the answer. Hide this loading bar again. Because the correct answer is A. Look at how close it is. It's a difference of 0.09.
Wow.
Right? So pretty close for just keeping 0, making the 5-point, and then leaving no blots in your board by bringing 2 checkers to cover that 2-point. 3 there and 1 to the 10-point to cover. So they're close right here, but it thinks that leaving no blots is important because it's kind of an attacking game more than a priming game, right? So that's why it says make the priming game. So on the back of these cards, there's a lot more information that we can put on the back of these right here. Right? And basically what we just talked about in terms of attacking game plan versus a priming game plan, right? The attacking game plan is just coming all the way to the 2-point. Right? And we could also put a picture of what it looks like. Okay. So I've seen this card a few times. It's graduated already, I think. And so it's pushed out to 8 days before it shows it to me again. Okay. Preguntas?
Okay.
Hmm?
When we make our Anki deck, how do we share decks amongst ourselves? What I didn't see when you did your sharing demo was how to restrict it to just this group.
Oh, I don't know that it can be done. I don't know. Maybe we should choose some kind of name like Panda L1, and then they won't know that's a shared deck for that game. I don't know that it can be done.
Okay.
Okay. But if you have so many cards inside your deck, right, from that match you played, you might want to run another Anki Gammon analysis and raise the levels to like whatever it should be, 0.20 or something, 200.
Okay.
So you have fewer cards to study. But if you want all those cards, that's fine too, right? But if you do that for each match that you play, you're going to end up with tons of cards.
Mhm.
Right.
In the future, when you get better, you can rerun the Anki Gammon on the same match, but ask it at lower levels. So maybe you say only above 0.10, and it'll give you, more cards. But you should know the ones that are really big blunders by then,
Right.
right? You have to-
One can only hope. I've been considering changing my daily gammon handle to Blunder Boy.
No, guys, no, it's illuminating when you use a neural net and look at your matches, right?
Yes.
It's very illuminating. I kidded Sydney about her track record last time around, right? But that's good because you learn, right? What you might like, especially for me, where if I were to make a move off the seat of my pants, I'd say this is what old school taught me, and it might be completely wrong now.
Hmm.
And one of the biggest things I've learned is the pip count is much more important than we realize, and in positions where we have to leave a blot or we want to leave a blot, how bad can it be to be hit? If you're way behind in the race, maybe it's not so bad to be hit. If you're way ahead in the race, maybe you can risk a little bit in terms of being hit to improve the chances of improving your position. But if the race is close, then what XG has taught me is that it's much more dangerous. It flips the equities quite a bit when the race is close, when the race does matter that much.
Hmm.
Okay. So Dirk Schiemann has a book, I think it's in book form now. It was a PDF before, called Ugly Plays. Okay. If you're at the end of a game and maybe you're bearing in, and it's really important not to get hit because your opponent has a strong board or strong prime. And if you can bear in and bear off without getting hit, then you're going to win the game. So he has arguments and examples of when it's right to make ugly plays, to not leave blots. Okay. So we are the experts right now. On the cards, not only can we put this is what is correct, because maybe you ran it out on XG or new backgammon. But we also should put our theory about what's correct, what's going on in the position. Okay, because as our understanding of the game improves, maybe we want to create a theory for that position. Okay. And so we are going to be so on the backs of those cards also, the shared cards, we can also put down a question. Maybe we don't understand something. We need some clarification. We'll put a question. Other people can answer it. And then again, we should be at the point pretty soon of posting one of these positions up to one of the forums on Facebook and have other experts look at it. Okay.
So the cards are interactive. I mean, if you put something on the card at the back of the card, like your theory or something, or a question, and then somebody comes across your card, can they add to it, edit it, put their action? I mean, whatever their thoughts are on your question on the card.
So I don't know. So I shared that one deck with you guys, right? L1, BGL1.
Mm.
And I don't know if you guys can edit it. Okay. I know that you can download it to your deck. It's now a shared deck. And from that, you can edit it there and you can send it back. But I'll check out to see whether it's possible to edit a shared deck so that everybody sees that question. Okay. Or that comment or the edit. Okay.
Was it BGL1 all as one word? No spaces?
I have space in there.
Oh, okay.
BG space over.
I'm just trying to see if I can find it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just go into Anki, tip share decks, and
So
maybe
if
click
I,
on BG, and maybe that'll pop up.
I'm not getting it. I'm not sure
yeah, I'm
the
not
right
either.
title.
Well, maybe it needs the time to propagate and get up.
Okay.
Oh, good. It's checking right away. Good. So it is now 22:08, 10 o'clock in California. So Mark is a night owl, so he moved to his face, right? But Sydney can see getting a little bit tired there, right? Okay. Any other questions? Do you think that we are going the right way?
Well, we're going away. We'll see if it works.
Right.
Yeah.
We might have,
Yeah.
I mean, we have a goal in mind, right? We're heading
Yeah,
towards the goal.
yeah.
We might have to change our pathway a little bit on the way. Okay. Jane, do you think that's doable, that with the right explanation in the back of the cards, it'll make it so that it gets to your brain and it's understandable, and then
Yeah, I do. I've been thinking about how to best set up some limitations, because I know for myself, I'm better if I'm like focused on a certain topic. So if I want to understand, say, even something as that's more concrete, like pip counting, doesn't involve all the analysis and application and all that other stuff. That's pip counting, just how to do it and get the right number, right? That's
Right.
that's at the lower level. But because I'm not good at it, that takes a lot of practice. And I'm not sure that if I spread myself out over pip counting and cube actions and all the other things that are going to come up in my games, because I look at my games through BG Blitz, but there are all different kind of errors, right?
Right.
And I feel like I would improve better just knowing my own study style if I limit myself to not the whole game plan, thing, everything at once. I think I need a more focused study. So I'm not sure how best to set that up, and how to create, well, I can't create Anki decks right now anyway, but I can, when I'm looking at the cards that I'm starting to make in BG Blitz, they run such a gamut. And I can tell already that that's not going to be an effective mode of study for me. So I just need to think about that, about how to structure. And it's probably in the tagging. But I'm like Ed, I get too many cards also. So I can whittle it down by tagging more appropriately. But I'm also struggling with using BG Blitz for the flashcards. So there's just a lot going on that I got to figure out before I'm really comfortable with it. But I think it's a good approach.
Okay, so good. So you can do custom study. You go to the decks, right? Choose a deck, custom study.
This is Anki, but I can only do it in BG Blitz.
Oh, okay.
Well,
you
I
can-
don't see. I mean, I use BG Blitz and I'm planning on making Anki cards. I mean, I can't load anything in, but I could do exactly what Mike did today and just build them and take
Yeah,
screens.
I can make the flashcards, although I'm still running into some issues doing that I have to work through. But I think the biggest key for me right now, because I want to narrow my focus, is in figuring out the tagging that I want to do. And I also, this is a separate issue, but I tend to play a lot of games. So I'll have 30, 40, 50 games, going on all the time. Which means that they finish and, the next one comes up and whatever. And I think if I'm serious about studying, that I need to stop signing up for so many games and spend a more equal amount of time playing and studying. So that might involve, playing some and then making cards as they finish. Because right now I don't keep up with the games I finish and making the cards and doing the analysis and whatever. So I just need to give some thought to how I actually want to work on this. And I think that's a personal choice. Whatever, everybody should do their own thing. But I think that I have too much coming at me at once and I need to figure out how to limit it. So that's my takeaway so far.
So it does make it a little bit bigger. Oh, ugly though. Okay. So see performance coach,
Yes,
all flashcards by a certain tag.
yes.
You can do that, or flashcard learning by a tag. You can do that and then just choose your tag.
I haven't figured out how to add tags well,
Oh, okay.
because there's a stock set that's in BG Blitz, and if I want things other than that, I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. I think I've added them to me. Oops. Let's
I think
close.
you were right there.
Yeah, I think I've added them. Here we go. We just type in something like
It looks like you've added, yeah.
Yeah. So pound PC, maybe. Oh, read only mode. No change will be saved. Okay, so basically just go down here, right, type it in, and then close it and add that tag to it.
Okay, I just got to explore more.
Okay. So yes, you can limit the cards you study by different filters, different ways in Anki.
Right.
They have, and you can do it also in BG Blitz. Right? And yes, it is much more effective. You narrow the scope a little bit. Right? But as we build more and more cards, build our decks up, then we will have bigger subdecks, right? Study all tags that are having to do with the race or something.
Right.
What if my BG Blitz doesn't have the performance coach?
You probably don't have the latest version because it came out in the last one. It wasn't in it previously.
How do I do the latest version? Do you know?
Did you purchase it or do you have the free version?
Purchased.
You purchased it. Okay, so that's pretty easy also.
Mm.
Oh, just now, was it Ed who said, can you share your decks privately? I happened to run into the document page and under, on Anki Web, you can share your decks privately. If you read, if you go to their documents and then under a side column, contributing, and then it says, if you like to share your decks with a limited group of people, such as a study group or class, rather than the general public, you can do so by sharing them outside of Anki Web. And then to do that, go to the file menu and choose export, and then select a single deck, not all decks, and then turn on.
Okay, so we have to go to our Anki app first of all, is that correct?
Yeah, you go to your Anki Web, and then you share, and then you ask for it to, and then you choose export it, and then you can do it. There's a 3 or 4 paragraph instructions on how to share decks privately.
Okay, and you found that where? On the Anki Web or on the?
On docs.ankiweb.net, on Anki Web.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you, under docs, if you look at the sidebar, there's a menu bar under the, under the link contributing, and it tells you how to share decks privately.
Somewhere inside here, Anki Web Docs. Okay.
Yeah, then on the slide, on the menu bar, there are a list of links that are numbered. So if you go past number 26, You see contributing, that's the one. Click on contributing, it'll tell you how to share decks
Mm.
publicly.
Privately, there we go.
Did you find it?
Right there.
Good find, Subu.
Can you guys see it? You guys should be able to see it, right?
I just wondered they do it.
Okay. So it should be on the screen right now, sharing decks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like we need some sort of repository to put the exported files in that everybody can access,
Yes.
like Dropbox or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Dropbox or Google Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll figure that out. I have some capacity left on my Google Drive. I've stopped using Dropbox. Partly for Dropbox because I have a C drive that has 222 gigabytes on it, the primary drive. And every day the free space ranges from maybe 11 or 12 gigabytes at least down to 0. And
Ooh.
and it just bounces back and forth. Just about everything I have on my primary drive, I've moved to my my 10 terabyte thing. So the Anki is on the D drive. I have a D, a C, a D, a E, F, D, etc. But just about everything that starts to use up space, like even downloads, I have it on the D drive also. So I'm still trying to figure out what is taking up the file. So when I started off today, I started with 0, basically almost nothing, just a few megabytes of free space. But then and I was trying to work on it before, and I didn't make any changes, but just before this Zoom started, it was back up to, let's see, it's back up to 9 gigabytes free on the C drive. So Windows suggests that it is temporary files that are taking that space. But when I go to the Windows tools, it says you don't have anything in temporary files. So I still have to figure out what it is that's taking up my space. Okay. Because to go from 38 megabytes this morning to just before the meeting started to 9 of gigabytes, that's what has been affecting the meeting sometimes, not being able to perform certain things. Okay. So thank you for finding that Subu.
It's your thoughts, it's our thinking, the weight of our thoughts.
That's great.
Okay. Anything else? I'm gonna go watch Jeopardy.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you.
The National Spelling Bee is on tonight.
Oh, that's right. It's on the ION app, right? They've got it.
Yeah.
It's also on regular Spectrum TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
You guys.
Thank you, and bye.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.